Hello, Scorpio. Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead, my friends. Thank you so much for clicking here, as you've been doing. Thank you so much for all the views that you gave to my last video. I appreciate you. That is going to result in a bonus read this week. So sometime this week, I will come back with a bonus read for you, Scorpio. Thank you so much for that. Let's take a look. We're just going to take a look at tarot this week. And we're just going to talk about, as we will, whatever comes up, whatever the universe wants to give you here, Scorpio. Look, this Scorpio tribe is growing. You guys are exciting me. Thank you so much. It's really important to have this energy here, as it is with all the signs. I really do love reading for your energy. Here we go. Tom, tell me about Scorpio, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. What's coming up in the week ahead? Scorpio, this is always going to be for the week ahead, right? Whenever you find it, it may resonate. Maybe not now, but maybe later. And that is the loveliness of a general reading. Look at that. We called you out, and there you are. King of Cups, right? It's Scorpio, but also we're in a general reading. So it also is Cancer and Pisces as well in this reading. So we have the King of Cups. Why do we have the King of Cups here, please? Tell me about Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Okay, we have the Moon. Tell me what else we have. We have the Four of Cups. The Moon energy is Pisces and Cancer energy here. Tell me about the Moon and the King of Cups. The Eight of Swords. Interesting. Feels like there is something that you still don't understand that happened in the past. You still don't have the answers. It's like it's something that looks different to you on the surface than it did in the underneath. And why I say that is because you're quite psychic with your energy, right? You have psychic intuition. And so with the Eight of Swords, it feels like it's something that you think about continually and something that you still don't have answers on. Something that looks one way, but actually is another. Things in the Moon energy is like Charlie's showing me Charlie is my guide, by the way, is showing me when you look out the car window and you see the mirror and it says objects are closer than they appear. I want to say that that's it. Something is closer than it appears here, and we don't know what it is. Let's keep looking here. We have the Three of Wands. Interesting. And we have the Six of Cups. So Scorpio, what I think you are obsessively thinking about is some sort of something that has to do with the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups to me is not just purely love. Well, it is love, but it is soulmate connection. And that can be with anybody. It can be with a friend. It can be with a family member. But it can also be a romantic love. But it is somebody that you do have history with. There is nostalgia here. So it feels like there is something that you're thinking about here. You're waiting on something. You're waiting on someone to say something about feelings, perhaps. I want to say with the Five Cups here and the Five Cups showing up here, it feels like that there is something that could potentially end up being regretful. We've got the Lovers and the Page of Swords. My friend, it looks like you are coming to some sort of a realization, or you now have more information about something that you want to pick. You want to make a choice, and it could be something that is connected to romantic love. The Page of Swords tells me you've learned something. Maybe you're, Scorpio, a person who didn't believe in soulmates or deep soul connection. And it feels like in the future, if you don't have this energy now, it feels like sort of like a realization. Like it comes to you in a dream, or it comes to you in a thought. This is Gemini energy. And we have Aquarius energy. So maybe it's an Aquarius season. This will come to you. Aquarius season begins the 20th, right? And just as it comes to be Aquarius season, Pluto is moving into Aquarius, which is really breaking down, and like it's a destruction of old things, and it's the building up of new things. It's a lot of things, doors closing, so other doors will open. I want to say that you come to some sort of a realization, or you have now more information, because I feel like you've been a student of this. I feel like you wanted to believe in it, but I don't think that you really had like a testimony of it. I don't think that you really believed, like you hoped that out there somewhere there would be a somebody who is a soulmate. Yeah, this Four of Cups is telling me that you're not giving any energy to it. It feels like this person does not have their eye on the Ace of Cups. So I want to say that it's more about the Three of Cups for you right now. It's like getting together with friends, having celebrations, going out, possibly out to dinner with people. I feel like you're not necessarily interested in giving someone the cup that's in your hand here. You are holding it though. Like I feel like it's something that you want. I feel like the ships that might be coming in here, we're looking at something that's coming at you here with the Three of Wands. It could be that there is this realization coming up. We have more information that we'll talk about further to the week ahead, but it feels like that there is something that's coming at you slowly, possibly. Very slowly, or maybe you're moving towards something slowly. Tell me about this energy of the moon, please. Why is the moon here for Scorpio? Sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Page of Wands. Interesting. Ooh, Two Cups is on the bottom of the deck. So we are looking at romantic love here. I feel like it's somebody you have history with, though. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you would have dated this person before, but you may know them in your pentacle world. They may be somebody that you're already a friend of, right? We have pentacles here. It might be pentacles here. It might be someone who's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is Capricorn, but also Taurus and Virgo in this general reading. And please be aware that this is a general reading and it may not resonate with you. And that's okay if it doesn't. It may not be your read. Maybe it's the next one. But it does feel like there is something growing, I want to say. And that's what you don't see. The thing that you don't see is that there is something growing here, growing to a stable kind of energy. We do have the Page of Wands, which is always happy news. I want to say this Page of Wands is looking into the past, though. So possibly the Queen of Pentacles is a person that you know from the past, somebody who is a friend, somebody in the pentacle world, right? Somebody in the third dimension here. So it feels like with the Seven of Pentacles that it's like, I want to say that either you're waiting or they're waiting. It's like we're going over details. We're not going to move quickly. We want something stable and slow. But it feels like you're thinking about communicating with this person. That this Page of Wands is looking into the past. So it feels like you want to communicate with someone from the past. It could be someone, like I said, who is an earth sign, but it doesn't have to be an earth sign, right? Because we're reading energy here, right? We're reading the energy of earth sign, and that is moving slowly, stable, someone who is very dependable, someone who is very financially well off, like someone who doesn't really need your money, someone who does it for themselves, grows their own pentacles, right? They're a pentacle farmer. Seven of Pentacles is here. And I feel like it's somebody that you have some sort of an emotional connection to. But I also feel like with the 2 and the 6 here, it feels like it may be someone that maybe walked away from you or you walked away from them. And that's why we have you thinking of communicating with someone from the past, I think. I know. A lot of you don't want the past, and I don't control how the cards come out. You understand? It is sacred geometry. Cards do what they want. I'm just reading the messages. And it's your intuition, right? I'm just throwing the cards. It's your intuition. So you tell me what's going on. We have the King of Cups here. Tell me why the King of Cups is here. We have the Six of Swords. Yes, you did move on from someone from the past. I feel like you learned a lesson here, but I don't think things were resolved because all of this here is in the moon energy. And so it feels like it's something that you're still thinking about. Even though you moved on, you decided to take the lesson and move on. The Eight of Swords tells me you're still stuck there in your head, that it's something that you haven't quite resolved within the self yet. We have the Six of Wands, the Six of Swords, I think you need to trust the process. I think that's what the sixes are. I feel like you need to trust the process. Now, I'm just looking at the king, right? The king's facing into the future. I feel like you've left this behind, but you still think about it, but you need to trust the process. That whatever's meant for you will never pass you by, Scorpio. And so I feel like you just need to do you. Do you, Scorpio? Go forward. Decide what you're going to do. Wait for opportunities. And I feel like, though, that there is a soulmate here that you can't stop thinking about on a loop. But I think that the 2 sixes being here is saying just that, though. That it's time for you to refocus, move forward, and just trust the process here. With the King of Pentacles, well, looks like we have us, a soulmate, and that's what I was talking about here, right? It looks like there is somebody here, and the King is facing into the past. So this particular King is the one that wants to settle down, that wants to buy a home and dote on someone, and make a beautiful home, right? The Empress is the one who will adorn the home. This is the one that the Queen of Pentacles is the one who is emulating the Empress. So she's manifesting being the Empress. I say she because there's a woman on the card, but we're not reading body parts, right? But we do have 2 here, masculines and feminines here. And I feel like you 2 are very much alike that way. I feel like you're also probably financially stable, or that you don't rely on anyone for your money. I think that you do what you do, and it comes to you. I think you're an excellent manifester, and I think that opportunities find you, and that you don't have to find those opportunities. So I want to say that you're just carrying on with life. I feel like, although you can't stop thinking about this person, and you entertain once in a while the idea that you might contact them, I feel like you're just doing you, and I think you're doing pretty well at it too, with the King of Pentacles showing up here. Tell me about the 4 of Cups and the 3 of Wands, please. I think when you least expect it is what I want to say. When you least expect it, because look, she's very focused on the 3 cups, right? And so I think that you're focused on being social, doing your thing, being yourself, right? And she's not focused on the Ace of Cups. So you're not focused right now on a relationship. And you know what happens, Scorpio? You know it. Tell me, right? You're the psychic one. What happens when you turn your back? When you turn your back on the moon energy, what happens? Yep. It starts to catch up with you. Something is going to catch up with you here. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Look, the ships that are coming in could have to do with Pentacles. We've got 9 Pentacles here. This energy here, this is for the week ahead. This is for just a little bit further than that. We're going into sort of a sneak peek for the end of the month here. So we do have the Ace of Pentacles, and when you add the Ace to the 9, what do you get? You get a long-term relationship, you get all the abundance, you get the happiness. Abundance is a big word. It covers a lot of stuff, right? So it could be love, money, relationship, take it as it resonates for you. But I feel like the ships are coming in, and I feel like you're not going to expect it, that it's going to be this big. Oh, this person, yes. Charlie, my guide, just said it could be a friend, though. And I was looking like, where's 1, 2, 3. There we go. These 2 are friends. Yeah, so it is somebody that you already know in your Pentacle world. But there's nothing here that indicates that you've ever dated them before. So I feel like they're a soulmate friend, or somebody that you've maybe entertained the idea of maybe taking out before, but never did it. And that's why the Page of Wands is here. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Magician, and we have the Ace of Swords. So it feels like I want to say that you're not going to use your energy on something that's not going to work out. That's not what you do, right? You do things intuitively, you're listening to your gut, and you move slowly, strategically, you make a plan behind the scenes. It feels like you don't want to waste your time on something that you don't have clarity on. And so I feel like what you're doing as the Magician, knowing your value, knowing your worth, is that you've decided that you're going to ask a lot of questions. Good for you. So it does feel like that there is going to be an opportunity for you to invest in someone, I think, with the Magician here. There's going to be an opportunity for you to invest. And I feel like it's you who's the Magician. You're the one that's pulling the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. So you're making a decision to move on something that's arriving here. And I think it has to do with the Six of Cups. I want to say you're waiting for divine timing. That's what this feels like. You're waiting for the right time, and you will know, because the universe will shift your energy into a place of confidence. And so I feel like, although I don't think that any of this happens in the week ahead, I feel like everything's falling into place, is what I want to say. So why are you obsessively, 8 of Swords, stuck in your head about this soulmate? Tell me about this here for Scorpio, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Because there was an ending here. Interesting. So even though there's been an ending and a door has been closed, It feels like for you it was a milestone. It's like, I got to get this person out of my head. I'm going to turn my back on the situation. I don't really need this situation. I'm going to close the door. And I'm going to close it permanently. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that, because you haven't stopped thinking about it, my friend. You haven't stopped thinking about the Queen of Pentacles. Because I think that you know this person mirrors you. They are someone who is you, who is like you, who you have a deeper connection with than you maybe care to bring to the surface, Scorpio, because you're not real good at bringing that to the surface, right? We do have the King of Wands in the reverse. And we have the Three of Pentacles. There we did. 1, 2, 3. Three of Pentacles shows up, right? We call it out. There it is. So we have the King of Wands in the reverse. So I want to say that maybe you weren't getting much effort from somebody. This person wasn't putting any effort into you, and you weren't putting any effort into them. I feel like you have your back to the situation because you wanted someone to chase you, and they never did. And I want to say that if we're dealing in an Empress, if it's somebody who's manifesting to be the Empress, who the Queen of Pentacles is, that this person will not chase you if they are a feminine or masculine Empress. If they are the Empress, and what is that? That's a person who is very balanced in their energies. They have a lot of wisdom, right? They have a wisdom of the Wands, the Cups, the Swords, and the Pentacles. And this person doesn't chase. They know also that if they turn their back on the situation, whatever's meant for them will show up for them. So we have a bit of a deadlock here, don't we? And it feels like that you never chased this person with the King of Wands in the reverse. Maybe you weren't interested in a relationship. The King of Wands is someone who's really not taking action because they're kind of more into themselves. And I feel like this was a time in your life where you were working on the self, possibly. And I feel like you decided to close this door because nobody was putting in any effort. There's no fire. Possibly the fire went out. It feels like it's a friend, and maybe you had spent a lot of time with them in the past, but going into the future, it feels like you put your back to them because you were focused on the Pentacles. It feels like you were focused on the Pentacles, and I feel like you just let go of control is what the Sixes tell me. You've just let go of control and decided to let the universe take care of it. And the door ended up closing here, but you never stopped thinking about this person. Who are they? Who is this person? I mean, they could be anybody, right? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They could be Pisces, Cancer. They could be Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. Could be anybody here. We have Aries here as well. Tell me about this Six of Cups person here, this deep soul connector that you just cannot stop thinking about, Scorpio. There it is, the Wheel of Fortune's here. Something's going to change. What I think is going to change is your mind. Yeah, we do have the Ace of Swords here, right? And the Pentacles. So I feel like there's big change. By the way, first of all, what's arriving is the Ace of Pentacles. So with the Wheel of Fortune here, I feel like money is about to really pick up and go well for you. The Wheel of Fortune, of course, the ruling planet is Jupiter, and it just went direct on the 1st after being in retrograde for quite some time. And we've got the Six of Cups. I feel like you're about to have a change of mind about someone who could be a fixed sign. They don't have to be. It is divine timing, and I think you're going to feel that because of your water energy and your psychic energy. You're going to know when that shift comes. When the divine timing is here, you will feel it. We have the Nine of Wands. That Queen of Cups. Look, we start out with you as the King of Cups, right? Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups, we have the Five of Wands, and we have the Death card. No more indecision. That's you. You've had a realization. Somebody here is waking up. Somebody's had a realization that I can no longer wait on this. I can't wait on it. The Five of Wands is about indecision. It's about not moving forward because you're not sure what to do next. It's also thinking that there's competition. So maybe you think that there's competition for the Queen. Now look, we've got two kings, we've got two queens. We've got people who are headed toward the Emperor and Empress level. And now we have the third ace that's coming out. You truly are the magician. So it feels like it's up to you. It's at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you are going to make a decision because no more indecision. You're going to make a decision about love. But I think it comes to you in some sort of a realization. And it might come at a time when you're going through some hardship. There might be something that's going down that's That's not something that you wish to happen. And it feels like something might be coming to an end. So you could be in a relationship already that might come to an end. It could be other things coming to an end. Take it as it resonates. It could be transformation. Both of these are transformational energies, right? This is your energy, Scorpio. So this is your energy, right? Hard Scorpio. These two things come together, they clash, and that makes great big change. Great big transformation. It makes change, right? Changing your mind. All right. Let's find out what's going on here. So this is probably going into the end of the month here, and I feel as though you've been concealing how you feel about somebody here. The Five of Cups is in the past, and it feels like this is the person that you want to communicate with here. You don't want to have any regrets. It feels like you're at a place in your life where you don't want to have any regrets. You're very confident that if you are honest with somebody, that you will get honesty back. Why is the Seven of Swords here? What you want to do is you don't want to settle. You don't want to settle and just end up having any old body in your life, right? It feels like you're kind of stuck in a situation here where you need to make a decision. You need to bring something to the surface and be honest about it. And the honesty is, I don't want to settle. I feel like why you don't want to settle is because you worked on yourself for a really long time. Look, eights also talk about financial blessings. And so I feel like you're not settling for anything. You're not settling for the job you don't want. You're not settling for love you don't want. You're just not settling. You're not settling for some sort of commitment that you jump into. It feels like what you're holding underneath the surface here about the Queen, or the Empress, if you're the Emperor, take it as it resonates. It feels like what you're wanting is to conceal the fact that you are looking for a commitment, but that you're not ready to settle. And you don't really say that to someone, right? Look, I'm looking for a commitment, but I'm not willing to settle for you. So I think that's in the end of the month, though. I think that's more the end of the month. You realize that you don't want to settle for anything. Use your intuition. I feel like the eights are telling me that you're supposed to use your intuition. And there we go, Ten of Swords. The thing is this is great, right? It's great energy because, yes, it's terrible and awful. And sometimes this tower can hurt, right? The tower that we saw on the bottom of the deck. Sometimes the tower can hurt. Sometimes when we move too quickly, things can come to an end. And that's not what we want. But this is also liberation. Once you're over that, then you get to move forward. I kind of like that. All right, Scorpio, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I will be back with your bonus read sometime throughout the week. Take care, you guys. Love ya. Bye-bye.